The Kempinski Cancun is confused. It's stuck between a historic European hotel brand steeped in history and a facility which can only be described as lazy budget luxury. The full tour and review are coming up. Welcome to Cancun. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Kevin and I am the Flip Flop Traveler. On the right hand side, you can see my scoring breakdown, so you can see how today's hotel fits into the mix. I'm here to give you honest content about flights, hotels, trains, and cruises. I paid for this trip out of pocket, and as always, the price that I paid is in the description below. Kempinski had no prior knowledge that I'd be filming today, and I wasn't compensated by them for doing so. Everything in this video is my personal opinion, based on my own unique experience. The rest, I'll let speak for itself. Let's get started. We are now on our way to Cancun's hotel zone, to the northeast of the airport. Kempinski is an interesting brand. Its roots are traced back to Berlin in 1897, and over the past nearly 130 years, they've created a portfolio of, let's say, eclectic properties. I'd invite anyone to try to find another hotel brand out there who operates luxury properties in Bali, Havana, and Djibouti. Kempinski is also a brand that I'm really fond of. Despite a few cleanliness issues, the Apoorva Kempinski in Bali is still one of Asia's most stunning resorts. I have family that visit the Sintorn Kempinski every year. It's a brand which I thought I understood. Quite a few older properties, some historic, but their newer properties take on a much more decidedly modern design language. As we enter the hotel grounds, let me tell you about this one specifically. The property is in its 31st year and is said to be the first true luxury resort in the hotel zone. The hotel has 363 rooms, all of which have at least a partial ocean view. Until August 31st, 2022, this operated as the Ritz-Carlton Cancun. It was the first ever Ritz opened outside of the US. What I just told you is basically the extent of what I knew before arriving. I generally like to see properties with fresh eyes, so I don't research their histories extensively until after my stay. As you walk inside, passing through the small lobby flanked with reception desks on either side, it's clear pretty quickly that this is not your typical Cancun hotel vibe. My first impression was that the interiors were classic and formal, but not really by any means did they feel dowdy or in disrepair. On September 1st, 2022, Kempinski assumed management of the hotel, but they never closed for renovations. I should note, the Ritz-Carlton Cancun, towards the end of its life, was well known as a resort in desperate need of a top-to-bottom renovation. Safe to say, there is no one in the industry that would disagree with that. On that first day, the hotel reopened as the Grand Hotel Cancun, and operated as such until December 21st. Kempinski claiming to be making changes and renovations all along. On December 22nd, it reopened again as the Kempinski Cancun, and here we are. Much of this review can be summed up with this slide alone. Both of these photos are taken from the Points Guide from their review of the Ritz-Carlton Cancun in 2019. I'll explain why in a bit. For now, let's head outside to the pool and beach areas. The pool areas fall into the has potential category. But in this day and age, the facilities, the chargeable kids club, the activities on offer, and the condition of just about all outdoor furniture left a lot to be desired. As we look around, let me mention that of the two pools on site, the larger one is heated. Also, I've been dealing with a lingering cold for some days now, so I'll keep the rest of the narration to the point. Brain fog doesn't exactly inspire creative, sarcastic one-liners. But just know, there should be a few sprinkled throughout. Here's your friendly reminder to click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with friends and family. Those are truly the easiest ways, all free for you, to help the channel grow. If you'd like to support me further, my Patreon is linked in the description below. Thanks very much in advance. The one area where it would be hard to find something to complain about is the beach itself, excluding the old rickety chairs and cabanas, that is. The Kempinski is located in the heart of Cancun's hotel district, just a short 20-minute drive from the airport and just a bit further to downtown Cancun. While the hotel zone is certainly party central, it also has plenty of peaceful spots as well, and personally, I love it for the quality and cleanliness of the beach. The beach is cleaned and combed daily by the municipality, and the waters are always somewhere in between seafoam green and electric blue. If you head down to the description, you'll find my next 5 videos to come out, as well as links to other Cancun resorts. On the way down there, don't forget to subscribe. I release full-length videos every Thursday and Saturday. The Blue Seat cabanas, many of them in disrepair, are $35 to rent per day. The larger pavilion-style cabanas are around $200 per day. Overpricedness, if that's a thing, is in full effect here. I should mention the resort fee was also $50 per day. Let's head up to my room as we get back into the more classic elegance vibes. I was assigned an interior corner room. That'll make more sense once you see the balcony. It was in the elbow with a sea view. The rooms, I wasn't really mad at. Most furnishings were in good condition, and it did seem to me that there was a bit of a facelift, a little bit of a facelift done to the rooms. I was incorrect about that. Absolutely nothing was done to the rooms. There must have been a room renovation towards the end of the Ritz's reign, and that brings me to the photo that I showed you before. Notice the green and purple Nespresso capsules. The green ones, the Capriccio variety, really are not that popular in hotels, so they stood out to me while I was there. But of course, I was perfectly happy with them and any sort of espresso machine in the room. My issue with them is the fact that they're the exact same pods that were used by the Ritz in 2019. Is this bad? No. Is this a big deal? No. But do I think it's indicative of how little Kempinski did to change the resort into its own? Absolutely. The mini fridge was empty, and I was informed when asking for extra that there is a 6 bottle of water limit per day. Let's take a look at the extra bits now. The linens were generally comfortable and higher quality. My only complaint on this front is the real feather bed, which was akin to sleeping on a pincushion, with loads of feathers pushing through the sheets. The 4-piece bathroom had a double vanity and featured Ferragamo products. Everything in the bathroom was more or less as expected, except for the showers. My hand represents my line of sight. To properly use the shower, I needed to bend my knees a bit. I'm 6 foot, or 181 centimeters. Now to the oversized balcony, which was really nice to have, especially when it started to rain torrentially. I'd note that I'm not a fan of the balcony style of the majority of the rooms though, since they provide zero privacy. Let's check out some of the food and drink venues on site. Just behind the lobby is D Lounge, or perhaps The Lounge. It's an all-day venue with a few different faces. Not often that you get to experience a sushi bar that also serves up chicken wings and pizza. At least the views were pretty good. On the night when I was there, 2 of the other restaurants were closed, likely due to low occupancy, though the hours were posted on the website, so I'm not deducting points for it. I planned to go to the outdoor restaurant Casitas for dinner, but the weather was raining on and off, so instead we were hosted inside the same space where the breakfast buffet would be. I started with the fish tacos, followed by the grilled chicken with sweet potato fries, and a banana cake to round things off. This was a truly excellent meal, but the price may have stripped away some of that deliciousness. I also had 1 local beer, and my dinner was around $78. All prices I mentioned in this video are before tax and tip. This brings me back to part 2 of that photo that I showed you. The menu on the left is from Fantino at the Ritz-Carlton in 2019. Listed, you have the filet mignon, Parmesan gnocchi, Kalamata olive, and port wine reduction for 680 pesos, or around $35 at the average exchange rate in 2019. At the Kempinski's Fantino, you have the filet mignon, Parmesan gnocchi, and port wine reduction for 1,200 pesos, or $70 at today's exchange rate. They took away the olives and, let me do some math here, doubled the price. That's not inflation, folks. That's a money grab. It is a shame, though, that the $50 resort fee didn't include hallway lighting. But at least the morning has a beautiful sunrise in store. For breakfast, we headed back to the same restaurant for a $50 buffet. I can't imagine a $50 price tag being justified for breakfast just about anywhere in Cancun. But after how good my dinner was, I was at least hopeful. I was wrong to be. This was honestly one of the saddest buffets that I've ever seen in Cancun. There was a limited variety and a few dishes which clearly sat out despite the fact that the restaurant just opened. If I had to guess, I would say the head chef's hands were tied, and he had a total cost budget of around $150 to $200 for the entire buffet. If this buffet cost me just $25, it would still be overpriced. A very quick word about service. It was good, charming throughout. The staff have clearly been here throughout the transition, but it was nothing to blow your socks off. The only thing I can compliment were the thoughtful coffee ice cubes. As we finish looking around and have a look at the on-site gym, let me tell you my overwhelming front-of-mind thought. Kempinski has done itself a massive, truly a massive disservice. Despite having 79 hotels and resorts, the only others in the Americas are 3 that are in Cuba. This property in Cancun could have been, and should have been, Kempinski's grand first impression for North and South Americans. But what did they deliver? An old property barely holding on to a 5th star. Can you imagine the impression that the company would have made in the region if they built something even half as beautiful as the newer properties in Asia? There's simply no competition. And there's simply no reason to choose the Kempinski Cancun. Honestly, I can't think of one. No matter how they want to spin it, this hotel is a quick turn money grab, nothing more. Don't waste your time here until there's a complete remodel, if that happens. That said, I do hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to click that like button and subscribe for 2 new videos each week. I'll see you next time on board Emirates A380 in business class. Oh, and as always, thanks for watching until the end.